Everyone looks to get into business or they look to scale their business in the exact same way, right? They're looking for opportunities that seem new, right? They seem new, they seem exciting, they see the ROI, but they want to be the only people that do it. And oftentimes, I believe that actually clouds your vision as far as knowing what can actually help you scale or help you grow an offer. For example, when you're first starting your business, right, you're always looking for new emerging markets to try and build your business in, something that nobody has ever done before, something that's new, and that's why that's why everybody loves to gatekeep their ideas, or that's why every non-successful entrepreneur loves to gatekeep their ideas because they feel like it's new, exciting, and that's the only way for them to make it is if they're the only people that do that. But the more experienced of you, the more experienced entrepreneurs who have run multiple offers know for a fact that gatekeeping that information is worthless because ideas are cheap and execution is expensive, right? Truly, all of the energy, all of the resources, all of the time that is expended into trying to build something outweighs the idea itself by a long shot, right? And so you need to understand that don't putting so much value into the idea instead of the execution is going to get you nowhere, right? The idea means nothing without you actually getting up and doing something about it. And so what I've learned over my year of entrepreneurship now, having scaled my business to generating my clients $500,000, I've done six-figure salaries myself as a 20-year-old entrepreneur in college still. You're not late. You have to understand that you're not late. As a matter of fact, you are early. And adopting that mindset will help you conquer so many of these limiting beliefs that is keeping you from growing a business, that is keeping you from scaling a business, no matter where you are in your journey. For example, when it comes to AI, right? When AI just came out, it still is, but it's this huge craze, this huge boom, where everyone wants to use it. Everyone wants to utilize it, to scale with it, to build something with it, right? And now it feels as if the market is saturated, right? But this concept of saturation is false in so many people's minds because they feel like because it's saturated, you should avoid it completely. No. Saturation is actually validation. The fact that so many people want to go into this field, use a certain tool, means that it's obviously worth it. It's obviously valuable. And it's something that most people can see an ROI out of if they start a business in it. Therefore, AI is the natural first case scenario when people think about an emerging technology that can actually help you start a business, right? And therefore, you shouldn't be afraid that you are late to AI. You shouldn't feel afraid that because you are, not the first adopter of this new tool, that you can't use it or that you can't implement it, because that's not true. That's not true at all. As a matter of fact, I feel like if you don't implement AI at this point, you will actually completely solidify yourself in not building a scalable business. And I can talk on and on about that, but I can talk about that in a different video. In this regard, I want you to think about how utilizing or learning AI or adopting the learning curve now can pay so many dividends in the future, especially as the tool is still in its infancy, right? And AI is purely just a mechanism. It's a means to an end. It's a way for you to build leverage early on, and it levels the playing field. So the more you think about it as a tool and stop thinking of it as something that was a wave that came and went and something that you missed, the better you will adopt more changes down the line, and the better you will prep your offer and your business for success moving forward. And I also believe that's the same thing to do with the online money, the internet economy, the creator economy that we're moving into nowadays, where attention is the real currency, right? When information is commoditized, when building things is commoditized, right? Because of AI. Being able to attract attention is really the only thing, not the only thing, but is a huge factor in being able to build a scalable business, right? You need a brand. You need a reason for people to go to you as opposed to all of your competitors who are in this saturated market, right? Branding, marketing, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, needs to be how you stand out in today's world. And that's also just a skill set. Right? Building your personal brand, building your social media, starting to post is not a new concept. I'll give you that. But just because it's not a new concept does not mean you can't adopt it now. Adopting it now, building your personal brand now, scaling with intention through your content now is going to only pay you dividends moving forward. Adopting that learning curve will only see exponential results down the line, right? And I want to give a personal example because if you think about it, if it's true that you are not late, as a matter of fact, you're early to any limiting belief you can think of, right? Then what is actually holding you back from starting? What's holding you back from scaling? Why haven't you adopted that tool? Why haven't you ran your offer? Why haven't you done outreach? Why haven't you started posting content? Why haven't you started running those ads? And the truth is, the only thing standing in your way is you, right? For the longest time, I thought that I was stuck. I thought that I needed to follow through with my promise of becoming a software engineer, completing my degree in college, getting my computer science degree, and working for some FANG corporation where I would be sitting behind a desk and writing code all day. And I can partially thank AI for the shift in the industry and the disruption in the natural way that the job market is moving. However, I took the decision into my own hands and decided to say, hey, if the job market is cooked, I might as well just create my own job. I might as well create my own opportunities. And so by adopting that mindset of, you know what, I'm not late, I'm early. If I take action now, I'm early, has allowed me to create so much more potential in my future endeavors, but also has opened so many doors and opportunities for me to realize a life that I've always wanted, right? And build something of fulfillment that, would actually make me happy, as opposed to sticking with the story, sticking with the narrative that I thought that I was going to have to play out for the rest of my life, right? And so whether it's a job, whether it's building an offer, whether it's scaling an offer, whether it's learning a new skill set, whether that's investing into a coach, into a mentor, into a community, it doesn't matter, into a product, it doesn't matter. I want you to realize that you are not late, you are early. And if you can suck it up and give what it takes to adopt the learning curve, then you will inevitably make it to the top.